Hello, this is going to be a brief example of how you as an expert in your field can start publishing books and do it in the most efficient and lowest cost possible way in today's market, and that is through the Amazon Kindle platform, which offers not only ebook publishing formats but also paperback, hardback, spiral bound, and in addition to audiobook, which is the most popular right now and the most profitable, as people seem to keep having less and less time to sit down and read a book. So I'm going to show you the inside of my Kindle Direct Publishing account, which anyone can set up for free if you have an Amazon account, which most people do. So within this platform, once you join, you get the option to create an ebook, and you can also create all the other variations of that. So I have about 70 books I published over the past 8 years. Most of them were written by ghostwriters. Some of them I wrote. Some of them I edited and added my own content, and a couple recently I used artificial intelligence to contribute about 50% of the book content. It seems to be getting better and better, and the future of publishing is definitely going to be a lot of artificial intelligence generated content. So anyways, I wanted to show you one of my psychology books that I published about 4 years ago, and it's a very basic how-to book on anyone interested in getting into the field of psychology, and it just has the very basics of the whole field, kind of like a warmer test book, just to give people an example of what it's all about. So these are some of the books that I published. They're all non-fiction books on popular subjects that are selling on Amazon, which is a key. Also, you have to sell things that people are looking for on the Amazon platform, because if you don't, your books will not sell. So psychology is a huge field, and of course there's going to be people looking for books in psychology, but the quickest way to a lucrative publishing business for any expert out there in a niche field is to publish books in a niche of a niche. So if we're talking about psychology, perhaps you want to do the niche psychiatry, or the medicine aspect, the drug aspect of psychiatry, antipsychotic medications, perhaps depression, anxiety, and then you want to further scale down to sub niches of anxiety and depression, because quite frankly anxiety and depression are also too big. There's too much competition, so you want to get in a smaller pool and be a bigger fish in a smaller pool. So this is a book I published back in 2019. I have an ebook format, I have a paperback format, I believe I have an audio book format too. So it didn't sell too well because I didn't promote it. I think the book cost me $70 to create. I had a ghostwriter write it, someone in Kenya that was writing books for me, dirt cheap. $50 to him was a gold mine because of the Kenya currency conversion was a huge gap. But let's take a look at this book on Amazon. So it's one thing I didn't like about this book that I'm probably going to change. I'm going to change it soon, is the title. I don't like introducing psychology. I probably should have done everyday person's introduction to psychology, how to use it to apply to your life to improve it, or possibly more of a career-driven book, how to find out if this is the career for you, etc., etc. So I do have an audiobook version of this. I forgot I did make one. So this is the book. I wrote out a description and everything. The cover I made myself. I have software to do that. But in the beginning, I hired someone on Fiverr.com to create all my ebook covers and paperback covers, and they only charged about $12 per cover. So if you look at a sample of this book, which you could do through the Kindle, any Kindle platform, this is what I wrote. This is a pen name. You're allowed to have several pen names. I think up to 3 pen names per account. This is one of mine. I did recently edit, so I changed the date here. Dana Publishing, that's my company name. Here's the table of contents. And once again, I did not write this. This was written by a ghostwriter that I found in Kenya. Any ghostwriter is going to charge you between $100 to $1,000 per book to be written. But I recommend you write your own books. If you're going to specialize in writing books about your field, such as some aspect of psychology or therapy that you're in, because you're going to know better than anyone else. I would start off with a series of 5 books that are only about 75 to 100 pages long. That you should be able to write those well within 6 months. You do 2 pages a day every single day. Those will be done very quickly. That's the key to writing your own book. Set a schedule and make sure you write at least 2 or 3 pages per day. You could have up to 10 books written in 1 year. That's how I wrote some of my real estate books. I had 4 books in 6 months, totaled a couple hundred pages of quality content. It's outdated now and I have to rewrite them, but that's what I did. Anyways, this psychology book, it basically covers basic psychology principles, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it goes into Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud and all the basic heroes of psychology from the old days that established different. This is where the book sample ends, and they want you to buy it here. So I also have a paperback. So if you click this, it'll take you to the paperback, which is the same thing, only in paperback format, which is, believe it or not, actually sells better than Kindle. And then the audiobook version, which, as you know, all of the audiobooks for Kindle are on audible.com. They own that, and that's where they are. I hired a narrator to do this. Of course, now you can use AI to narrate your book, but it does not sound that great yet. This guy was narrating books for me at $40 per finished hour. Here's what he sounds like. That was a very low rate. Now they all want about $100 per finished hour. So if it takes 2 hours to narrate your book, you're looking at $200. It's gotten quite
Because we are frequently exposed to the work of psychologists in our everyday lives, we all have an idea about what psychology is and what psychologists do. In many ways, your conceptions are correct. Psychologists do work in forensic fields, and they do provide counseling and therapy for people in distress.
Okay, anyway, so yeah, it's a nice sounding, male, authoritative voice, but engaging and kind of just more of an informative. You can pick different styles of narrators. You just have to have an account to set up an audiobook, and of course I would do all that for you. It's a very simple process. I recommend you start off with short books, not long books. Get a series going. Get a brand name. Get at least 5 to 20 reviews per book, which I'll talk to you about how to do that. You want to run little mini promotions and get your name out there. But really, the main thing is try to figure out a pain point in your niche out there, the people you serve, your patients. Out of all the years you've been doing what you do, where's the most common problem located with therapy clients that you help? Is it eating disorders, maybe weight loss, psychological problems? Is it family, domestic issues that seem never to be resolved? And there's got to be a common denominator theme out there, a problem that you can solve through the information in your books. That's where you're going to get the most sales, the most quality sales, quality reviews, and longevity for long royalties that will come in every single month for the rest of your life. In your field, psychology, there's obviously many problems that are never going to go away as long as we're alive. Human nature has problems, and they're never going to be solved. Like weight loss. Weight loss has been around forever, or at least in modern times. that we know of, and it's a problem that seems to never be able to be solved because there is an endless demand for weight loss. I mean, look at the current market for the drugs that came out recently for weight loss, like Ozempic. I mean, the people are going crazy over that, and just to try to desperately overcome the dread of being overweight. And when reality is that it's really kind of a psychological problem, not a physical problem in most cases. 90% are psychological. So just want to give you a primer of what's possible. This video is for Dr. Martin, by the way, in case somebody else watches it. You have a great opportunity here to get your expertise out there through books and audiobooks and information courses. Set up an authority website, with a good domain name, which I can help you with, and you're going to put all your information on there about you and how you can help people, and kind of automate it through selling books and maybe some little mini video courses you can make to help people, and try to get a little royalty and empire going here. There's a lot of demand, a lot of people that need help. I think if you wrote some good books, every year, 2 years from now, you can have 20 books out there. Selling internationally, because not only can you sell in the United States here, but you get the option to also sell within every other country. You got Mexico, all of Latin America, really, which is a very up and coming market, especially Brazil. You have the Canadian market, which is huge, and then you have the Western Europe, or the European market, which is gigantic. Australia, New Zealand, maybe in the future China, I don't know. But I mean, those are all markets where you can help people, because it's everywhere. So anywhere there's people. So we'll start in the USA, of course, and start with your first book. And I would just to get going, make like a short 50-page how to do this, how to do that, how to solve this, or find a common problem out there, and just kind of like a how-to non-fictional book on someone could solve a problem that they're having, that you know how to help them. Like self-hypnosis is a big one. There's a lot of self-hypnosis books on Amazon. If you just type in self-hypnosis, like they even have a self-hypnosis diet. It's crazy. And there's a niche for everything. You see, there's 6,000 results on their books for self-hypnosis. So that's a huge niche. There's no way you'll be able to come out the door competing against 6,000 books. So you have to niche down. So here's all, like that seems to be a niche, but I don't know, self-hypnosis for, here we are, for anxiety. So, okay, so we got down. Now this is somewhere where you could start. Self-hypnosis for anxiety. So you're niching it down to somewhere where your book will sell. Because the other one was just self-hypnosis is too big of a category. And by the way, just so you know, the title of your book is absolutely important to sales. If you have a title that is something that does not resonate with what people are looking for, no one's going to buy it, no matter how good your book is. You got to have a title that is something, a keyword that people are looking for in Amazon. Everything is keyword driven, like on Google. Same thing on Amazon. You got millions of people coming here. You sell a book on what they're typing, looking for. So obviously people are looking for self-hypnosis for anxiety. They want to solve the problem, how to end their anxiety on their own using self-hypnosis. So here's something you could publish. Here's some guy, he's got one review. This is an Audible book. Actually, these are all Audibles. We're in the Audible section. Let's go back to the book section. Books. Just books. All right. Self-hypnosis for anxiety. So now we're in the regular book section. We were in the Audible section before. But I gotta be honest with you, most of your sales will come from Audible. So really focus on what the Audible competition's doing. But see here, it's 2,000 results for all paperback, ebook, and versions. Yeah, so we can actually scale it down to just ebook, Kindle store, which is ebook, and it's a little bit less, about 1,000 results. That's getting up there, but it's still doable. It's not that bad a competition. But you could probably niche it down even more. Self-hypnosis for anxiety for kids, or self-hypnosis for anxiety for women. I mean, there's all sorts of ways you could keep niching down. But here's just an example. Here's some of your competition. 49. This guy's using. Here's a good niche. Self-hypnosis with NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Self-hypnosis for beginners. There's a niche. Those for beginner type books do really well. Deep sleep, that's a good one. I didn't even think of that. So you see, the possibilities are endless. I mean, overcoming anxiety. I mean, that's a huge market. Rapid extreme weight loss hypnosis. That market will never end. But this book looks kind of cheesy. I wouldn't. It only has one review. I wouldn't probably even buy it. This is a good one. A lot of public speaking terrors out there. This is part of a series. See, this is what you can do. This guy's got 6-book series on different various hypnosis things. So you could do 6 topics within self-hypnosis and have a series. Then you're going to have a brand name, and then, word will get around. You'll have some really good book sales. Here's one with 24 reviews. Quite expensive for an ebook. Here's one with 61 reviews. Let's see what this one's about. So, how to harness power hypnosis, to hypnotize it. So this is like for a practitioner that wants to do it for other people. 162 pages, published in a long time ago, 10 years ago almost. It looks like a really basic book on hypnosis. I'd almost venture to say that this was probably written by a ghostwriter. I can tell. So the guy that published this didn't really have to work that hard for it because he didn't write it. Most ghostwriters will produce a book for you in about 2 weeks. So you can see why the ebook marketplace is so oversaturated right now, because not only do we have that, now we got AI writing books, and they're just coming out in the millions every month now. So that's why it's important that you niche down into a topic that isn't too general. Trying to read a sample. Here we are. So here's a sample. So he's got a website too. This is something you want to do, get an authority website on whatever your practice, whatever part of your business you enjoy doing, because this is all just kind of like set up your retirement through royalties. You want to make sure you enjoy writing. If you don't enjoy writing what you're writing about, you're not going to ever get it done, trust me. So you definitely want to choose an aspect of psychology or therapy that you enjoyed. There's this table of contents. This is really basic stuff. I mean, you could find this stuff on Google if you did a search. So. And these books make money. Even though they're very basic, they make money. This is how he gets an email list built, because you want an email list of readers, because every time you churn out another book, you want to email them so that they read it and review it. Your book sales are going to be driven by your reviews. Everything is review driven now online. So the more positive reviews you have for your book, the more Amazon will serve your book up, number 1, up the ranks when people are searching for your topic. So he's giving away a little bonus. You're going to go to a website here. It's not, you got to buy the book to click it. It's not going to work. It's very, very basic information here. Anyone could find this information on free databases, Wikipedia. Now it's artificial intelligence. I mean, all this can be easily published in 100. He's got about 160 pages of double-spaced or space and a half text. You, me, anyone, we can come up with this information in about 2 or 3 days, and then it'll take about a couple more days to edit and format it for Kindle ebook and paperback. About 2 weeks to put this up, or less, depending on how hard you work, how many hours a day. So you can see this is all very, very basic. Like, there's nothing special about this. This isn't a practitioner that has like personal journals and experiences in solving problems for patients. This is all basic surface information, and yet he's got 40 reviews, 60 reviews, which is good, which ensures his book stays up here. He's updated and expanded it, which means he's probably just added new public information to it, which anyone can do in about 5 minutes. And people will buy this. So you don't have to work too hard on your books. You just got to get some. The key to selling your book is more than just the content, but having a very, very attractive cover, a picture, book cover, knowing what keywords they have on here, so that you're attracting the right someone that's looking for a hypnosis book. This is all going to resonate with them. This is someone that's looking to figure out how to use hypnosis on clients and has no clue how to do it, wants a basic beginner book. And that's exactly what this is. Hypnosis, how to harness the power of hypnosis to hypnotize anyone now. It solves every problem that reader's looking for. So I hope this video has helped. If you have an Amazon account, you can set up this. It's called a Kindle Direct Publishing account, KDP. And you just Google KDP account, and you're going to use the same credentials you have on your Amazon shopping account. So it's going to be your username and password and same email address. You'll use to log into your Amazon account, and then you'll come to a screen like this where you create your first book. Of course, you have to have it written. This is just to publish it. So you would upload the book, the cover, and everything. These are my books here. See, I have a couple of psych books. I have social anxiety. I have one on anger management. There are a lot of people looking for these kind of books. Obviously, this Bitcoin stuff. I published all these years ago. A friend showed me how to do it. These two I wrote personally because I know a lot about cybersecurity. A lot of diet books. More Bitcoin stuff. I published the crypto and Bitcoin books back in 2018 when it was really getting popular. A couple spiritual type books, more cybersecurity, Stop Anxiety. This one sold pretty well for a while, then it stopped. My reviews kind of went down. I used to have about, I think, 40 reviews. But Amazon, they delete reviews sometimes. They do that just to keep the marketplace fair. See, that's only 90 pages. That's all I needed. I was just looking for a basic Stop Anxiety book. This is another pen name I use, Charlotte Olson. A lot of cookbooks, diet books, very popular on Amazon. I don't enjoy these subjects. I only did this as a money-making enterprise. So these books I wrote because there were so many people looking for them. So I had ghostwriters write them. This one I actually kind of enjoyed because I do supplement with apple cider vinegar a little bit. Cybersecurity I love, so I wrote these. These still sell really well. These spiritual books, I had an interest in that at the time, so I had some people write them for me. This one sells really good. I got a lot of people were interested in these subjects. 61 ratings. I have a lot. I mean, that's a lot for a cheap basic book. It's only 95 pages, so it's not that big. So, in the past 10 years, a lot of people have become interested in this new age stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna end this video now because I don't want it to be too long for you, but I'm just trying to give you an example of what's possible for you now that you're getting out of real estate. And I think you mentioned you might be retiring from full-time practice in your main business. So, all right, we'll talk soon. Take care.